out, so he launches a three before he does. Contact at the rim, no whistle. 4 on 3. Can they do it again? No. Man, another offensive rebound, though, but to take Ivisic out of the game after that. Big time block, that's what he can do. It leads to a 3, and it drops for Walton Clayton Jr.
Yeah, right place, right time by Walter Clayton.
Minutes here. Clayton left wide open, and he threw up an absolute brick. Didn't touch iron.
Then hits a fadeaway. Very tough shot maker is Boogie Flynn.
Pull up off the window, no good, and we are going to get a foul underneath. It looks like it's Chinyolo. Good. One of the things Cal preached today, deflections, deflections, deflections. We've seen a handful of them. Clayton Jr. misses.
And Ravi, that's how there will be a confrontation at the rim in SEC play. You've got to win your fair share.
Around and out. Clayton Jr. in the paint, no good, and here they go again. Boogie Fland. It's going to be the Gators and Chinyolo who picks it up. That's off the mark. Clayton Jr. may have been impacted by Adu. Wagner pushes. Just what Dr. Calipari ordered.
A team that has struggled the first 2 games in conference play from the three-point line.
Penetration for Clayton Jr. up and in. Walter Clayton Jr., the leading scorer on this team.
The shot clock. Clayton trapped again. Out back to Clayton. 5 on the shot clock. Clayton missed it. Loose ball and out of bounds off. Connected to the hook ball. A minute 40 to go in a 6-point game.
Zoo shading over to Willie.
Clayton missed it. Martin flying in. Martin will go to the line. Piece of Elijah Martin.
You go from just a fingertip, a fingernail, getting a turnover. Florida turns into a 3.
And a quick response on the other end by the Gators.
Yeah, that's exactly what they needed. Walter
looks a little unsettled. Clayton faked a logo 3. Will shoot that 3 and hit. He was hunting a 3. He settled. He's 4 for 4 in this game tonight.
Thanks to a lane violation, got another opportunity.
Clayton all the way.
And credit again. Chinyolo Clayton.
He really is.
He's just so good at catching it at that 3-point line area and breaking his man down.
Clayton with a stop and pop. Too strong. And there's the 7-footer Josh Gray. And forced the miss. Clayton shaking, baking, missing the left hand. Chinyolo just threw it up there. That was bound to be a violation.
1-3-1 now.
Yeah, Missouri will throw this out there from time to time. Clayton on a deep 3, no. There's what Haupt gives you. Sets up Richard.
Yeah. It's Florida.
No, it never does. Florida, the #1 rebounding team of the land. Usually plus 13 on the glass. Clayton went airborne and then just left it short.
Yeah, that looked a little funny.
Clayton with 2:40 to go in the first half. Mismatch. Puts it up. Too strong, and the rebound. Can't get it to go. Condon saves it. Clayton scoops it. Full throttle. No numbers. He takes it anyway. Missed it. Offensive rebound. Blocked at the rim. For this season after a rough and tumble 0-19 in league play a year ago. Clayton, nifty move. Clayton with an and 1. The All-American guard loose change and drills the triple.
Wow, a loose ball pickup 3.
And 1 on the other end. So 3 the hard way.
Man-to-man, and they run. They've got great active hands. They're going to turn you over. They're going to be aggressive.
Clayton misses everything that time.
Well, that obviously air ball, but that's
almost had it stripped. Missouri, one of the top teams in the country in steals, averaging over 10 a game. 3 from Clayton on the response.
He didn't need much time or it's half the battle.
Yeah, Bates was essentially the lead recruiter in that effort.
Oh, there it is right there. We just talked about it.
Backdoor cut and major hops displayed by Clayton. three-pointer. School record, by the way, is Michael Frazier with 41. Clayton, that's a heat check three, and that time the glass was not kind.
Yeah, he was checking.
Bates will need a big game tonight for Missouri to win here on the road. Clayton, Martin, and Richard. Is there a better trio of guards in the country as Clayton calls glass on a two? Stops on a dime. Looking for a teammate. It's back to Condon with 10 on the shot clock. Clayton with a leaner. Drops two.
Yeah, I thought Will Richard turned down just about the same exact
year after 3 seasons at Creighton before that.
I mean, he destroyed Janai Broome from Auburn when these two teams played. That's why the game was close.
Clayton left alone. 19 for Walter. We're tied at halftime against Texas A&M. That turned into an Aggie blowout in their first meeting on campus in quite some time. Clayton had it in and out. Condon pushes it in.
Just absolutely for the Longhorns.
Walter Clayton fadeaway. Tough angle.
Yeah, tough shot. Really tough shot, but Clayton is seen
Behind that. Which was surprising to both of us when we talked about that last night. Clayton crosses over Larry. It's too easy.
Where is the help? The secondary defense for Texas has been that both of them are ranked going at one another.
Arguably the biggest matchup in Magnolia college basketball history.
Yeah.
Clayton, it was in and out.
All the folks in Summit will be watching.
They looked shoot around and saw it coming that day.
He was.
That was a really good Florida team. They got up to a great start to the season, and Walter Clayton Jr. going to the free throw line to try to reach double figures. Yesterday morning before flying to Gainesville.
Really nice pass and vision and patience by Trey Johnson. Waiting for the roll man. Have we had a game yet in the SEC that neither team has gotten to the tag guy on Shedrick, trying to bounce that ball to the rim?
Longhorns have missed 7 in a row. Clayton Jr.
Yeah.
13-0 run.
That's too easy, man. If you're going to
Texas turnover, and the Longhorns, the mercy of an 8-0, now 10-0 Florida run. Walter Clayton Jr. with the run out.
I will say this about Texas.
In that conversation late. Shot clock at 5. Shot clock at 2. Clayton took a bump and got it.
No doubt. Did not let the pressure of the athlete inside, which you're going to have against Florida. The depth of Texas bigs have to produce today.
Clayton just lost mark, but then he got challenged by Onyema. Texas down. Another offensive rebound for the Gators. Mid-range jumper, no. Condon with the follow. The Gators have gotten their hands on plenty of offensive rebounds. Shot clock at 10. Here's Walter Clayton Jr., one of the top scorers in the SEC. Got downhill on Pope and tipped it out. Another offensive opportunity for Florida.
Davis dribbles it off his foot right into the hands of Condon. Richard, too easy. Clayton left alone for three. Clayton measured that one and knocks it down. Turnover on an inbounds pass.
Oh, you got to score there. How's going to take the ball away to the rim?
They don't. Clayton tries a three ball, rims out. Condon, right throws it up there. Missed it. Condon clears it. Here comes Clayton, full throttle. Gets it back. Clayton lays it in. That is transition points. And the Gators have plenty of them. Of Zachary Davis. What a huge boost to an already talented front court.
As you mentioned, the key word for him, consistency. These are just wild shots by Florida.
Yeah, not a good. And there's Conyers, of all people, to put it back in. Largest lead for Carolina. Clayton quickly down the other end. No. A push foul called down low, and that will go. Second opportunity for Condon. He was in the middle of a Gamecock sandwich. Clayton for three, and he hits it. Helter-skelter possession. And a nice box out weak side by Clayton.
But Clayton. Man, Murray Boyle's vision, Mike, is so good.
Right on cue. Vision was pretty good on the block.
Florida has had trouble with shooters who get hot.
Clayton, the leader, spins out of there. Ugasu tiptoes. Zachary Davis, who has 7.
Did you see Will Richard got caught in no man's land? Do I dig back down on Murray Boyles? Or do I give up enough space on top for Davis to make the three?
media.
The first ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
Has no answer for 30 in black. He's 4 for 4 from the field. Clayton, rise and fire, too strong. Ugasuk with a nice box out on the weak side. First half, 4 points for Davis, 7 for Murray Boyles. The two guys patrolling the paint right now for Carolina. Clayton on another one. On cue. Yeah, I don't believe in the analytics. Into the game for Florida, Sam Alexis. Here's Clayton on a stop and pop from the elbow. Analytics will tell you. And then Murray Boyles turns it over. And this is another live ball turnover. That's 3 in the last couple of minutes, leading to start this stanza on the bench. Clayton off the inbounds, 3-ball pops out. Gators crashing. 7 points for the all-SEC big man. A lot of scouts in attendance for this game tonight. A lot of them watching Colin Murray Boyles, projected first-round pick. Here's, but he has struggled in his limited minutes. Just 3 for 16 now at the arc.
Clayton on a step back.
That's a next level shot.
NBA scouts, put your scout cap on.
Yeah.
He's built like a point guard in terms of size.
Right.
We know he played most of his career. I watched game day today. Sounded like he thought Johni Broome would go. It's up to Johni.
Right.
If Broome goes, there's no way I'm picking against Auburn in the jungle.
Yeah, I don't often.
I think everybody's going to be humbled at least once in this league, and some really good teams will be humbled multiple times. Whoa! Walter Clayton is putting on a penetration clock for the Gators. Clayton blows by Kane, and another dipsy-do. One with the left, one with the right. 20-point game. Florida trying to make it 12 in a row against this Georgia program. Clayton, nifty move, up and under, finger roll with the left hand.
Horns averaging better than 25 a game over her last 3.
Asa Newell has finally scratched the scoring column, a follow-up dunk. Maybe that'll get the freshman. Now Clayton tries to sneak it through the wilderness, can't do it. He's slow getting up. Shot clock down to 7 for Morton. Clayton, that's a 3. Condon, another board. They're on the floor. Gators have made 7 consecutive shots. Clayton, make it 8. Sometimes Clayton just makes score in his game in his sophomore year. The young man out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
I think he's become more of a complete player. Can impact the game in different ways.
Speaking of guys who can impact it in different ways, that's a rowdy crowd here in Gainesville. The Bulldogs trying to snap an 11-game losing streak to the hands of the Gators.
Right away, we see some.
Chaz Lanier with 5 threes. He is the Lanier of old. Clayton rejected. And Okpara was out of bounds. First time these teams met. Clayton with Meshack on him. Ball fake got him in the air. Tennessee elite 3-point defense.
Most teams, when their offense isn't going, it hurts their defense, and they get emotionally attached to that. That is not the case with Tennessee.
Clayton can't knock it down, and after the offensive rebound, a foul.
Eventually led to a deflection by Lanier and a short shot clock.
What do you think of the Meshack on Clayton matchup?
Meshack's a tough one there, man, but so is Clayton. And good job by Clayton not settling with a pull-up 3.
7-1 junior. Very nearly came back after the plan was to redshirt him after a broken leg in the SEC tournament last year. Logo 3 is off the mark, and Gainey has the rebound.
Well, from an X's and O's standpoint, Missouri, South Carolina gave them a run for their money as well. Both of those teams have big, strong front courts, and I think that's where you have to be.
Aberdeen spins it inside. Alexis to the corner for Clayton. Is this the tempo that Tennessee wants? Team, they only play 8 regularly. Here's Clayton. But Clayton's on the floor a ton, and with Martin and Aberdeen in the back doing the little things, and this thing is locked at 6. The shorthanded Volunteers against the 5th-ranked team in the country. Clayton off the screen. Got it. His second triple of the day.
He makes it look so easy. So
5 start with 1 turnover. Clayton, sidestep 3, drills it. Walter Clayton Jr. gives him 18 through it to the second row. And after a near steal by by Tennessee, Clayton fires up a contested 3.
he's a really good shooter from deep, but you want to make him deck it. Country getting 41% of their misses. And they love to run a lot of offense through this guy right here, big man Alex Condon.
Wide open 3 for Walter Clayton Jr. Went over the top. Here's Elijah Martin. He had 18 in the previous matchup. Late in the shot clock, Clayton fires one in and out, and it's knocked out of bounds. They say off
their friend. And the seconds are ticking away on the Tigers. Clayton up, no good. Broom the rebound, but only 20 seconds remain.
They're really using Alex Condon as a pressure release because Janai Broom is not coming all the way out on him.
Clayton got 2 guys in the air, missed the 3, and Cardwell rips it down.
That's a big-time rebound.
Big play.
If you get a shot up, they can offensive rebound it. The worst thing you can do is turn it over.
Clayton. And look at the play by Houck. Tough pull-up 3 won't go. And Alexis couldn't come down with it. Here comes a miss. Houck wraps it up.
What an easy layup opportunity. Dylan Cardwell had sealed off the defense.
And another deep one for Walter Clayton Jr. And the 10, and he's down with a rebound off the miss by Kelly. He was thinking about it. He's doing more than thinking about it, and he hits again.
He is on a heat. They're big guys or on cuts because that's the kind of thing that can open up some open perimeter shots.
Tough 2 will rattle home for Clayton. They lead by 3 again and keep one of number 2 teams in the nation as well. Condon has it. 10 to shoot. Clayton got it. And Florida's back on top again.
What he is doing, and he's going to get back to that left hand no matter what.
Averaging better than 18 a game to go with almost 11 rebounds per game. Nice turnaround bank from Walter Clayton Jr. Family with one another.
Dylan Cardwell has done an outstanding job on the defensive end. He switched off on Walter Clayton Jr.
How you talk about a logo 3, and the shot clock was running performance against Vandy on Tuesday. Aberdeen backdoor rejected by Kelly.
Boy, great help by Kelly on that backdoor.
Clayton's 3 won't go, and it's Auburn ball.
Got a 42-inch vertical. Clayton finishes on the other end. He's got 19.
TV for that. And I think the key too of guarding Alabama's threes is first you got to stop them at the rim. And if you can guard Alabama in the first, well, if nothing else, Cam Matthews has a good plus minus in the second half.
That's true. Here's Clayton Jr. 17 for Walter Clayton Jr. Takeaway. Mississippi State hasn't scored yet this half. Clayton Jr. got it. It's a 12-0 run to start the second half for Todd Golden before the game at Tennessee in their Friday night practice. They run so well at home. Remember, they blew out Texas by running late. Clayton has to hurry it up. And we talked about the difference in college. Clayton with his spin. Got a half step on Jones. Melendez with the block. A heave from half court from
that, and then some.
Hubbard left that one short despite great lift on his jump shot. Deep ball. No good. Here's Melendez leading the break. State. Thank you for not texting me Sunday night after my Chiefs loss. Clayton hesitation. Beautiful move, and he's going to the line.
We layups. And some of those just bunnies right there at the rim.
Here's Clayton. Florida back. Kugel all over him. Former teammates for 2 years at Florida. Clayton got into him and late in the shot clock, but an offensive rebound. And the rebound pulled down by Walter Clayton Jr.
Mississippi State is missing shots at the rim and wide open ones at the three. They just got to find a way to convert as their defense.
Ray Allen in a UConn unit. Been a minute, huh? Clayton turns around and fires, and he buries it.
He's just so smooth.
And another battle from Howe. Urban Klavzar was fantastic in his first extended action against Auburn. Delcon Warren the rebound.
0 for 4 so far in this game and not put so much pressure on their two-point offense.
Gators have made 4 of their last 5. Clayton with a fadeaway up the turnaround. He's got 5.
There's not a roster in the country, and as soon as he became his team, everybody in the country better. You better watch out for that.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, all he does is win.
5 seasons at New Mexico State. Executed a 12-5 upset. Melendez threw it off the backboard. Walter Clayton Jr. hangs, and no whistle. Coming back the other way with contact. Clayton. Good ball movement. Denzel Aberdeen to the paint. Clayton left wide open. Doesn't miss many open ones. He's 6th in the league. And hoping some of that fire carries over. They do have a great 6th man in Thomas Houck, who enters immediately. Walter Clayton Jr. fires in a 3.
And Todd Gold.
Denzel Aberdeen gets his 3rd consecutive start. He's been great with the 2 guards out. Clayton played all 40 minutes on Saturday, follows his own miss. Gators one of the best offense.
I think they've spread the offense around as much defensively or offensively, South Carolina. And again, Florida has stepped it up a notch defensively, and when a great team does, makes it a challenge.
For Aberdeen. Clayton the pump fake, the finger roll.
How about the part of running the show is making sure he delivers himself.
Aberdeen to Richard, back to Clayton.
Good
block by Murray Boyles.
Wasn't even knocked away. He just lost control of it. It's going to be a big play. Again, South Carolina didn't get a good look, and look at this shot.
Clayton from the corner. That would have been enormous before.
When I was in high school doing 7th grade JC basketball on Sunday.
How did that work?
Lady chased me out of the stands one time. Said I called a foul on her son. It wasn't a foul.
Clayton off the mark.
I had to throw her out.
With the basketball, even without it.
Yeah,
right?
They are. Very physical group.
Clayton patient. Puts it up. Wanted the contact. Did not get the whistle. You read my mind, partner.
Came right across the floor. I mean, he's got a choice. If I take the guy low or take the guy high, he read it perfectly.
Step back 3. Martin tracks it down.
The game that Florida lost in this building to Missouri, this is how Missouri started. They shot it well outside, but they moved the basketball to get even looks.
Logo 3
My goodness.
for Walter Clayton. And locked in. We asked him today, are you nervous before your first game of this season? He said, well, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Clayton off the mark.
And there's 2 things. When you're nervous and it's anxious,
And Zach Davis, we mentioned him briefly, 22 points in the first meeting between these two, Sonny.
And I think continue to get better, especially in the SEC. Wow, what a bomb. Woo!
And here comes Clayton Jr. with it. He's the top scorer on the floor. 19 points a game. He'll lift and knock down a long 3.
And you got to get up and press into him.
Had a great year last year. Consensus first team All-American. So that pressure is inherent. The performance is expected, isn't it, Clayton, with a long misfire?
Well, he wants to win, right? And so
here's Clayton, who can be explosive. 25 against Arizona State over the weekend. Leans in, battling for the rebound. Went for the save, but North Carolina comes away. Corner, but that won't fall. Tyson can't hit. There's a lid on it beyond the three-point line, but not for the Gators, although a misfire by Clayton Jr. And for half. Lauren on the high post, Condon. Clayton Jr.
And a really nice flare screen.
David by North Carolina here. Still 0 for 10 beyond the three-point line.
And 6 for 13 from two-point range.
Just got it off to Clayton. Chinula right back up for
here late in the half.
Battling on the boards, and we'll have another shot at it. Clayton will attack and just lay it in. It opened up for him, and this is their biggest lead of the first half.
It's on the same premise. Reverse the ball, force a closeout. Nice job by Cadeau off the glass.
Clayton's not going to wait on the other end and miss. There by Condon, at least to harass the shot.
I mean, you got to dunk that.
Clayton with a step back three. Can't drill it.
Walter Clayton Jr., 1 for 6.
And that brings this crowd to life here in Charlotte. And defensively collapsing, a little bit getting up high. On the other end.
5 guards on the floor for Hubert Davis.
Clayton, no room to shoot. Gets to the baseline, lays it in, and a whistle too. He draws the foul. He'll be on the line looking for a three-point.
Very good at recognizing the switches, getting the right players taking the shots.
Clayton trying to shred the D. Off the iron. Made the move he wanted to make. Did not get the roll. Deadly. And he has 27.
He loves this gym.
He does. Clayton leads. Yes, he got 2 and a whistle as well.
Yeah, here comes Walter Clayton.
Nice. You and I have covered him a lot, where he's had those 25, 30-point games plus. Clayton with a leaner block. Davis, tight D on him.
Minutes, but that has not been the case here in the second half.
2 minutes to go here in Charlotte. A rounded up by Clayton, but they'll get a second shot at it. The Gators win.
Change the way they play offense when you know he's in the paint.
Here's Clayton trying to get his shot off, but he does here. That one's going to be short and off the mark. Clayton trying to find a little bit of room. Oh, nice shot going left, shooting right.
He has the in-between game as well.
Here at State Farm Arena. Clayton again at that elbow. Long rebound, kicks it back out to Richard, and he has 18.5 points a game. Boy, they jump out on him in a hurry. Thomas Houck also on the floor. Clayton, though, gave him just enough room to bury that three.
And that's beautiful recognition.
Too strong, battered around, and on the deck again, one by Clayton. Launches a three. Condon with a finish. Clayton, that rebound. Boy, Clayton loves going to his left for that little elbow jumper. That time it's blocked out of there, but leads by his energy and effort every day.
Well, he has big-time ability. He can finish from the outside and shoot. So many players, but it's just a moment that know that some falls. It's going to be called a little tighter.
Here's Clayton. All the way in traffic. Boy, what a nice job moving through the field of black jerseys to get that. Had a 12-0 run to give him a little bit of a separation. Here's Clayton. Nice ball fake on Quaintance, and boy, that was in rhythm and perfect.
That was beautiful. You talk about using
on Condon, goes with the left hand. Nice job.
Wow, that was crafty there. It's Mason able to get that one to the left.
Here's move by Adam Miller. Came in averaging 9.5 a game. Clayton, that's a long three, and it's perfect.
Wow.
Walter Clayton. Chinulu the rebound off to Clayton. Largest lead of the game right now for the Gators at 15. Another three from Clayton. Condon the rebound. Kicks it back out. Clayton.
He's been able to get clean looks, and when he gets it, even if they are contested, shoots with a lot of confidence. Has experience playing against.
And Ginulu disrupted that. Miller left it just a fraction short.
That's the one if you're Miller. Walter Clayton right back at you in the counterattack.
6'2" Mason. Alexis at 6'8", 240. Now there's a takeaway. Alexis back to Clayton. Ball fake, fires, got it.
Wow. That's Walter Clayton.
Away by Clayton. Boy, what an effort play by Clayton.
Phenomenal.
Lines up a deep three. Won't go, and knocked out Miller. Clayton has 5 threes today. That's the 3rd straight game he's posted 5 threes. Little 2-pointer there. It is just so smooth.
It is. It is. It's very decisive as soon as he gets it. You can see how he's able to shoot the ball well, even with the defensive pressure.
That's short. Shannon.
Nationally, and Isaac Manili, great set, good execution to start this game.
Gators averaging more than 80 per game. They'll put up a 3. It's Walter Clayton Jr. and it's missed. Rebound tip to Dave in year 3. Martin intercepts that pass from Rodia. Careless pass and an easy Florida takeaway. And Clayton misses a logo 3. But we'll go back.
And a nice job filling to the middle of the lane by Buchanan to be a receiver.
Virginia has started 5 for 8. Florida 2 for 7. Count that basket from Clayton, the Gators' leading scorer. Uncontested rebound to Clayton. Walter Clayton. Alexis with his 3rd offensive rebound and fighting
big, so I'll give them toughness and physicality.
Halkin Condon returning. Ginulu and Alexis transfers who are great blockers. Clayton from way out. There's Condon right on cue. Another off. 15-0 run snap by those Saunders free throws. Still the lead at 7. Clayton shooting from everywhere and anywhere. McNeely grabs him. Clayton. You know, at one point, Walter Clayton was going to add his name. Ames. Jump stop. Day Ames with a finish.
And a nice job playing early. You'll pitch the ball ahead. Good shot fake. Playing off of 2 feet by Ames.
Speaking of playing early. Clayton again. Lost it on the way up. And that's at home. Good minutes here for Day Ames, who's got 7. Clayton. Had 9, just 3 for 9, 3 for 10. Richard had 5, just 1 for 5. Martin 3 for 8.
Man, tough. And it starts with the hesitant
throw. Clayton with a steal. Turnover number 10 for Virginia. And Clayton all the way to the basket.
That's another example. You know, again, it's
get back at it with Richard. Clayton, deep one. Rebound McNeely. Clayton slashing his way to the basket for 2.
Nice job turning the ball. No longer is moving. That's when they get into trouble.
Clayton with space. Can't give him any.
Such a quick 10 in 20-something against the top 25 so far in the non-conference. And that's going to be obviously worse after this event.
Walter Clayton Jr. filling it up for Florida. Foul. And Rhodey got his hand in there. Nearly forced a takeaway. Clayton got him in the air. And missed everything.
You believed it's going in?
Murray for Buchanan. Another takeaway. 16th Virginia turnover. Clayton on the easy run out. A timeout take. A couple of baskets off the bench. Tate Murray, and then that's also not what you're used to seeing against the Pac.
Missed just about everything that time, so Wichita State 1 of 3 from deep.
Yeah, the Shockers are trying to get it too quickly right now.
Oh, Walter Clayton Jr. a full. You can
see Quincy Ballard, number 15, trying to front the post against Ruben Chinyelu.
Back out to Clayton, has one already. Now he's 2 of 2 from distance.
Tough.
Richard has been a stud on the defensive side of the floor already for Florida this season. Clayton puts it up. Alex Condon down with the offensive board. And he draws the foul on.
Not only get to the tournament, but to advance.
Clayton's 3, that's short. Alex Condon, the relentless bested triple. Clayton might have got a piece of that one. Elijah make it. Richard comes down with it. Clayton, puts it up, puts it in. Now with 3 rebounds. Here's Clayton. He puts it up again. That time offline. So that was. And just 3 of 23 shooting from distance. Beverly had it knocked away. Up ahead to Clayton. Walter Clayton Jr. couldn't get it. Beverly stuck with it, got back and affected the shot. They have the big man. They played Colorado, remember, in the first round of the tournament last year. Lost by 2. This man with the ball missed a 3 at the horn, perhaps to win it. And we're going back the other way.
I think they could be good defensively. Last year, around 90th in Ken Palm ranking. This year, already in the top 50.
Clayton on the pull-up, not that time. Chinyelu got a piece of it. Should drought. Cortez got blocked. Martin flicks it ahead. Clayton is running. Richard.
Go get it!
Lob it up to Clayton. Boshniak can't hit it over the left shoulder. Clayton pulls up and hits it.
They can't stop the bleeding. You've got to score.
Florida has won every game this season by double digits. They got the huge lead here. Clayton knocks in another. That's his 4th. Trying to respond, he cannot. And so 8 yesterday from long range. They hit 16 the game prior. Okay, with Clayton a little amped up. State basket. I mean, that is as emphatic of a run as it gets. Damian, it has been contributions from everywhere. Look at this Condon, just relentless. Hill to the tin, off the window, that's through.
Love the fact that now Paul Mills has got his team settled down a little bit, but Florida right now is so confident. They're exchanging.
Continues to be red hot there, nearly 50% from deep. Clayton smothers Beverly, lob it ahead to Clayton, and he misses the easy one. Boy, he got the block on one end. 8 offensive rebounds. Spillers got it to go.
The Spillers, I call it the Energizer Bunny. Outstanding moment.
Walter Clayton, any moment. One of the more prolific scorers in the ACC for 2 years now.
Well, every time Steve Forbes seems to get a transfer, they end up on an all-ACC team, and Hunter Salas, no different. Had a nice open shot and decided to be a little passive. I like him when he's aggressive offensively.
Puts up another. That 3 is offline. And so now is high scoring into the front court. It likes to push the pace and get transition opportunities whenever it can. Clayton, the backdoor cut, could not finish. It was a difficult shot. So Walter Clayton Jr. back on the floor. He's got it here. Right-hand dribble. Knifes in. Hefton Reed rolls up strong.
Team can get up and get out quicker before the defense sets up.
Clayton gets blocked. Recovered. Open. Hildreth in the air. 3 is good.
Worth of contact. Are you kidding me? That's a wide body. Let's take a look at it. He jumps straight up.
Richard recovers the loose ball, and then a foul up half and upper echelon of their respective leagues. Elijah Martin just took that one away from Hildreth. Clayton transition 3.
Bang, bang. That's what
he's in win would be another validating one for either squad. Florida has beaten Florida State. Wake Forest has beaten Michigan. Back to back for Clayton.
Yeah, we talked Forbes on the sideline, trying to figure out exactly how they can just get a little bit more on the offensive end. I think it remains the same for them. They've got to get stops here.
They've now got 9.
They were like in the 200s. This year they're, they were in like 90 on KenPom. This year they're in the top 50. If they can defend at a high level.
Sit down. Aberdeen and Houck back in for the Gators. 13-point lead for Florida. They have certainly busted this one open a bit. First double-digit lead for either team. So Wake Forest has got it back to a 10-point game. Second semifinal, ESPN Events Invitational. Clayton fires. That one missed everything. They hit a couple of
defensive end and get stops.
They double Condon. He throws it out. Extra pass to Clayton. One dribble, puts it up, bounces out. Elijah Martin, did he save it?
Yeah, that would be a huge shot because now Florida can try to apply more pressure against Wake Forest.
Clayton, not that time. Chinyelu had it knocked out of his play. That's how Hildreth winds up in Wake. 7-point game, 5 to go. Clayton gets bumped. Clayton puts it up, puts it in.
Yeah, that's the challenge when you play.
Is in position now to get to 7-0 and reach the title game of this event. Clayton leaves the 3 short. Condon just another offensive rebound. He is always in the right place. Alex Condon with 7. Clayton to the basket. He's got 21.
That's what I mean about the versatility.
Here is Clayton, the all-conference guard. Clayton, rise and fire from 15.
I talked about his two-point shooting. Yeah. It's off the charts.
On the way, that's a young man they've got to get going. Elijah Elliott averaging 16.5 points a game. Long-range 3 by Clayton, and that was a little bit ambitious.
Your guys.
Yes. They also had an offense that was very good shooting the basketball. They just couldn't defend anybody. Clayton on a desperation heave. I could Missouri Valley. Clayton drawing a double team. Drives anyway and left it short. He beat the double. Just could not connect on the bunny. Right there.
Nice
That's
job.
Alexis.
Alexis covered up. Aberdeen getting beat.
Clayton passed up the first. Pulls the trigger on the second. How can't get it to go. Another.
Presence. And you don't want to get into bad habits. You might get away with that in this game, but you play Auburn, you will not get away with that.
Correct. Walter Clayton gets into the action here in the second half. Mike Morgan, Mark Wise on SEC Hoops on a Friday night before a big football contest for Florida tomorrow against the Ole Miss Rebels. 5 consecutive power programs, if you will. You'll really start to find out just what this team is made of. We know what Walter Clayton is made of, and you knew play without their top scorer, Elijah Elliott. So he is in the locker room. Clayton measures a 3. That one's a brick. In Illinois last season.
Much better against the press.
It's a shot by Clayton, and there it is.
Martin patiently pros for Richards, still trying to find that outside stroke. Clayton. Shot clock was winding down. Eatman the rebound. Cheer head coach Patrick Prairie. Here's Clayton, head of the field. Richard, love it, back to Clayton. Beautiful in transit.
I love in transition.
The rebound, and you do sense it. You hear the difference in the pronunciation between what we originally called Ruben's last name as Clayton attacks to the rack. At first we thought it was Chinyelu. That's what the pronunciation.
Sensational for getting your touch around the basket as a big man. Eric Murphy was the best I played with.
Clayton misfires. Meanwhile, Sterling Young is on the floor. How about early on?
Yeah, my last season. Maybe I had too many people in my head. Maybe I...
Yeah, he can make that.
Well, Clayton's now hit a 3 in 20. Clapjar. Not hit, no whistle. Clayton, minimal space, rips it out. Peretti, minimal time in the first 4. Sterling Young turns it over. Gators fan out. Clayton all the way to the rim with the left.
He left-handed or right-handed? Goodness gracious.
How about this? Houck running the break.
Yeah. Why not?
Into a great look. That's Clayton. He just doesn't miss two-point shot.
No.
Possession.
Yes.
Ball reversal, not a lot of dribbling, get a quality look.
High percentage look for Clayton.
That's a rarity for him to miss a pass. Man, I love that look early, look opposite.
Oh, what a great pass by
Return
Martin.
gives. Clayton sticks it. The connection with Martin.
Find something here. Need the ball in his hands for a good look.
Any Clayton shot is a good shot, right? Like that one.
Get back in transition. Transition defense. Shoot that well. But if they told me that in the paint every time.
Gators shooting has really cooled off.
Can't seem to buy one right now. Offensive rebound from Richard, director for many years. Clayton takes it himself. Goes off again. Chinyulu will go to the line.
Head coach, the most skilled big man he has ever recruited. Struggled against the good interior defense on his first attempt. Clayton misfires. Fight for the loose ball comes to and back we go the other way with Clayton, the former Iona Gale. All three of these veteran Florida guards started their college careers elsewhere. And there is Clayton.
Possessed.
Jackson can't get the roll. Florida with it. Looking to expand on their one-point lead. Clayton left alone. Houck into the game with the rebound. In the corner. Off the mark by Jerry Dang, the sophomore from Rochester, New York. And here comes Clayton attacking. And the foul.
This is where Florida State Seminoles are vulnerable.
And if you didn't catch it, he is 35 of 38 from the field.
Absolutely. That's hard to do if you were just shooting layups.
Yes. On top of the fact that he's as good a defender as there is in the country. Walter Clayton.
Their physicality is starting to overwhelm the Seminoles there. And everything the scouting report-wise that they worked on, and this is just Will Clayton heating up. He's dominating the switches.
Hamilton. And he said his primary reason to come back was to win. He didn't like being a mediocre team last year's first in the Garnet and Gold.
Front the Gators is what they want to do. That weak side defender must come over and help.
Thomas Houck has come into the ball game, runs a little interference, and Clayton takes advantage.
Can't go under the ball screen on him.
Ewan finds the open man, but Boston Holt off the mark.
Engage the ball here. You got to make some. Clayton's got to feel you.
Cole Bowen over the back foul. Good. There you go. Davis gets a paint touch and finds his man in the corner for three.
I think he needs to do it. He's the one guy on the entire roster, I think, that's capable of beating his defender and attacking DeQuan Davis again. His ability at the point gives all these guards, puts them more in their natural role.
Clayton left alone but missed it. Long rebound out of bounds. Back to assist the Knowles have been here in the second half. Clayton, he's been so good tonight. 20 points for the senior from Lake Wales. Got his first 3 points on a triple for the Gators. Haven't seen him here in the second half. Clayton.
Walter Clayton's been doing it on the offensive end. Shows you there he can do it on the defensive end with a huge block.
That might just do it. Clayton again able to get all the way to the rim, and he waves good.
Years at the JUCO level, just a pure scorer. He's averaged 15 to the first two, including 15 against the Rebels the other night. Clayton a three. Reset Martin. That's a good look. Bottom. Walter Clayton shooting over Howell.
How about the fact that Grambling State has 0 offensive rebounds? That will make the head coach happy.
Clayton from Logo Land. Look at that hustle from Condon. Dozier chasing Richard around off the screen. An extra ball movement. Clayton. You bet. Timeout. Grambling's ult. Well, point forward for Condon. Clayton. Logo lands. How about Condon? Found a way to get that one up. Watch out. You saw it. Richard was going. Look how controlled Aberdeen into the lane. Rolls off in a reset. Clayton. Bigger game in Oxford. Same combination defense by the Tigers. Clayton turns the corner. That little hezzy move. 20-win seasons. Miss from Condon. Rebound from Martin and a Gator reset. Clayton down the lane, hangs and scores. That's that sneaky explosiveness. That's Munson on the baseline out of bounds. Also, Denzel Aberdeen is on for the first time. Can play some of that point. Clayton step back, minimal space. It does not matter. He is. Nice job by Condon helping out. Great defense from Clayton. See, that'll never show up, but it was Condon's help. Clayton could not cap off that sequence. 70%. Brett, the Dolphins, they're still within striking distance here. Just a 14-point game. Now with two, Clayton missed everything. Stick back, wave it off. It was Richard, not in. Does Clayton get a shot here? He does. Gotta be one of the most impressive thing to me. He hasn't forced the issue. Clayton. Clayton in an early three. He's been silent since. Left hand with the finish. He can finish with both.
Is he earning these, though?
Hard-earned 18, and Clayton staples one down. Again, how about the versatility of Condon? The night for Chinyelu, 6 points, 6 boards.
There's Martin again, disruptive defensively.
Clayton. Oh! Climbs the ladder! Walter Clayton Jr.
South Florida team. Immediately they go inside to Jameel Reynolds. He's one of the first-year transfers, and like you said, is expected to be an important post threat. Walter Clayton Jr., you mentioned the prolific scorer, a physical, tough competitor. Shot clock starting to wind down. Condon nearly lost it. Clayton's open in the corner. Head fake. Got one man in the air. Misfires. Well, Alex Condon.
Yeah, the Bulls.
Thomas Houck into the game for the first time. That's number 10 in the white. Again, part of that deep front court. That's a great cut by the vet. There's Clayton.
So Clayton has about...
That's C.J. Brown, the freshman, who cuts off Martin. Condon, not much range in his freshman year from deep. Clayton with a strong drive.
Off the bounce again. Guys have a high energy, a little bit nervous. This guy's not now, though.
Clayton for three. For this first half, they look great, shooting 55% from the floor.
And what a good opening night matchup for both squads.
This one felt like it was going to be absolutely compelling. Clayton misfires. Condon.
You know what? Maybe they're playing with a piece about him. We watched them in practice today. There was no hesitation about their ability to walk in here and compete.
Island. Tough, gritty player. They think he's going to take a big step forward.
You know, Ben Fletcher compared him to Terrell Burton, who's at Kennesaw State, who has had a fabulous career.
Yeah.
Missed the wide on the offensive end.
He is Florida's playmaking, scoring alpha. Led him in scoring a year ago. Clayton to the rim, up and in.
He's got to smooth this.
Kobe Knox, who hadn't knocked one down in a while, ties this thing up at 57.
And the Florida coaching staff is beside themselves because all they've said against the shooters, you got to be on them when they...
Richard passes up the three. Good ball movement. Yep. 7 to shoot. Clayton attacks. Aggressive past his man and lays it in.
You know what? Good defense.
Just bumping into Chinyelu. Reynolds couldn't get the hook shot to go. Florida looking to extend its lead. Clayton on the pull-up.
Yep. Attacking away. Team has been outstanding in the second half on the defensive end.
Well, no better illustration than look at the last game they played.
Well, look how good.
Clayton, count it! And he's got one more coming.
When I say it's
basically transformed their 1-point lead. That was at the 12.5-minute mark to now down double digits. Clayton, he's got 23.
South Florida, how do you bother this Florida team? Well, they got a guy like Clayton, you got Richard, you got Martin, 3 great guards out front with the basketball. Clayton is dominated from the 10-minute mark.
Score here, and critical here for Arkansas. A home game, you protect your home turf. Free throws have been a big deal today. Arkansas has missed 9 of them. They've also missed bunnies at the basket.
Costly mistake by Arkansas.
30 of the 60 points in the paint for Florida. Condon now with 6 and 10 rebounds. And the foul trouble is big. Chinyalu, Martin, Hauk each with
this game as well. Good pass. Gainey in the corner. Clayton kicks it to himself and then finds Richard. With the guard, Tennessee now 4 turnovers. That in and of itself isn't a big number, but Florida has turned those 4 turnovers into 7 points.
And this Florida defense is speeding up Tennessee.
5 years, we'll be looking at him as being a terrific NBA player, and we'll say, how did so many people underrate this guy? He's projected maybe not as a first round. Now Ziegler for 3. And it's Florida ball. Handlockton got a piece of it, and it's run down by Clayton.
And rolling off that screen. It's so hard to keep Florida off the glass.
Lanier, no. Clayton soars for the rebound.
He didn't quit.
Phylon still going. Spins. Off the back of the iron and down with it, Clayton. And
being ready to shoot.
First team All-SEC and a finalist for the Cousy Award as the best point guard of the nation. As we mentioned, so is Mark Sears.
Well, Sears has been struggling from 3 of late. As
hard he's having to work. Diabate kicks it out. Youngblood to the corner. Phylon there. Clayton the rebound.
The other thing about Florida, Dan, that impresses me of them.
No! Bates will take one. The fans are all standing for each possession in the basket.
Yep, too many turnovers by Florida. 10 already in this game.
Robinson step back. No, too strong. And off the miss, Clayton back on the floor. Bates in traffic. That's no good. Look out. How came out of nowhere to grab it and got rid of it before he crashed to the ground. Alley-oop time.
To give it up. Now Davis puts on a break, spin move up the rim. It has been a tough shooting night for both teams to start.
And the shots for Ole Miss have been a high degree of difficulty.
Brakefield lets it fly. And it's tracked down by Walter Clayton Jr., one of the 3 seniors honored before the game here on senior night.
Offensively, and that's what it's going to take in 3 weekends in March to get it done. But listen, you can pick 5 teams out of the SEC, but this is the team when they got those big wins on the road in the state of finish.
This is a big possession for Ole Miss, and they settle for another 3.
And that's what Ole Miss is going to have to do a much better job in this game. They're settling for the outside shot.
I'd call him for it. Condon. Clayton Jr. missing at the rim, gets his own. And it's Florida just winning all the 5th.
These SEC teams have definitely been playing this season to the last moment.
Oh, and lead Padula as Florida got away with that one. That could have some effect on second apron.
Nelson goes to the left hand, came up short. And it's Florida ball looking to retake the lead midway through the first half here in Tuscaloosa.
On a contact as you're trying to go up.
Sears splits the double, and the corner 3 not there. Racing down court is Richard. Great look ahead. Richard with the slam. 5 quick. Florida's 4 losses all came in conference play. They've won 7 of 8, though the lone loss during that stretch was at Georgia last week. Georgia might be in the tournament right now with a way of getting the double bye and not having to play until Friday at the SEC tournament next week. Both free throws off target.
Loose ball, and out of there with it is Clayton.
Another loose ball that Florida comes up with. To the three by Mark Sears. What an answer to get that back door on the open side.
In and out. Philon almost had it go down. Would have been back-to-back threes for Alabama.
Up against the wall, and just look how skillful the bigs are. We can run your offense through that.
Richard for three. Clayton kept it alive, and Florida is a really good offensive rebounding team of its own right. Aggies down 12. Phelps dancing with it. Got a step, and he blew the layup. No offensive rebound. Houck ahead of the pack. Extra pass.
Godfrey gets it to Demery. Newell comes off a screen. He'll fire for three. That won't go. Clayton there for the rebound. R.J. Godfrey working on hand-locked it. This is a shot right here. A little right hook. Set him up for it. Couldn't convert.
Bubble. Arkansas plays Texas. Who's on the bubble?
Off to Mark Clayton, the rebound. Long outlet up ahead to Houck. Gets it to Martin. Flying into the... Houck on Godfrey. Knocked out of bounds. No, saved by Clayton. Clavzar. Corner three off the back of the rim. Another three on the way. This one's good.
He outdoes the Hall of Famer. Pitino gets him here a season ago. Was great during that NCAA tournament team. As you mentioned, the ceiling feels a little higher. Miller coming to set the screen. Williams can't get separation. Ball fit, puts up the three. Clayton's got it. And again, look at Florida run. Aberdeen had it nearly knocked.
Drive and kick kind of a night. Right now, Florida's staying home. They're not going to let you do that, but you got to keep putting it on the floor and trying to create matches for your teammates, or you got to find stops so you can get out and run.
Martin. Victorious Miller stops, lets it go, and missed it from the mid-range. Richard on the move now. Numbers maybe. Richard had to throw it behind him.
Half favorites to reach the Final Four.
All right,
tonight it's not so much fun for them.
No, here's Mike Williams trying to go reverse, and they're going to put a whistle on that one. So they say it's a goaltend, and Todd Golden is going to run right there. With 3:10 to go, the lead has swelled just like that. Back to 15, and Clayton smothers Williams.
Some teams might walk it up and run clock.
Gator in Division I. Jeremiah fears the dish. The three straight on. That doesn't go. Take a look at the Gators lineup. And again, they are missing Alex Condon. A wide open three. Boy, did they need that. That's no good. And Clayton has it. 4 seconds. Elvis fires up a wild shot that does draw iron, but Clayton Jr.'s got it. This feels like trouble for Oklahoma. No foul against Oklahoma.
Those are quick shots on the road.
High ball screen for Ugasuk. On the move, off the glass, no. And Clayton was going to be bumped by Bozeman's for dunk. South Carolina without a field goal to start the second half. Murray Boyles off the mark from deep. And now Clayton.
He's looking, see where he is. They're finding him in wide open spots.
It's not rocket science, it's basketball, right?
Yeah, but not done as well at the collegiate level as they do at the pro level. When the guys get hot, they find you.
Clayton was trying to suggest that those manageable games on the road at Stegman's not going to be easy. How about that block? Hand locked it, check it was Houck, and now it's Richard.
Third consecutive start. He's been great with the two guards out. Clayton played all 40 minutes on Saturday, follows his own miss. Gators, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. He had 3 threes in a win against Auburn. Harris from the corner. Skips off. His struggles continue. 2 for 13 from deep over the last 2.5 games.
Yeah,
They've lost 19 straight against top 3 opponents. That is an SEC record. Hubbard off the mark. The last time they beat a top 3 opponent came in their Final Four year of 1996. They beat in the country. And the rebound pulled down by Walter Clayton Jr.
Mississippi State is missing shots at the
from 3. Hubbard trying to get State back into it. Ball tipped out by Houck. That's his specialty. Aberdeen on the run.
It helps bring everyone together and get this game behind them so quickly and have you refocused.
It was a thriller when they met earlier this season, back on January 18th, a 3-point overtime win for
Johnson. Bounce pass into the paint, Dylan Cardwell.
How is that not a foul? He's got his arms wrapped around him.
And the jump hook a little bit short, letting him play.
That is an on-demand scorer. You give him the ball, he can go get you a bucket. You don't have to run anything.
He's got 10, and he's down with a rebound off the miss by Kelly. They got to reset. Baker Mazzara, shot clock at 5. Got his man in the air, missed the shot. Richard racing down the court. He'll lay it in.
Position. Auburn looks a little shell-shocked out there.
Jay, Florida did not have a single fast break point in the first half. They've got 8 already in the second half. And now Broom just reaches out at 2 on Baker Mazzara. Cardwell finds the open man. It's Miles Kelly. And the rebound down to Clayton, and a man down. It is Baker Mazzara down at the other. Broom the rebound, but only 20 seconds remain. Pettiford needs a 3. And the rebound down to Clayton, and the Florida Gators have come into. And his jump hook a little bit short. Handlocked in the rebound. Richard the fake, and the 3.
Or the offensive rebounding and the.
Florida not in a rush here in the half court. The handoff to Clayton. Back to Chinyelu, who lays it in.
Little handoff action, and then the slip to the basket.
Houck wide open. Will swing it back to Clayton. Houck open again. This time he'll take it, and he'll hit it. Wildcats decimated by injuries, and Alabama eventually pulled away. Florida got a push from Missouri. Handlocked in a beautiful 2-man game with Walter Clayton Jr. Yeah. 21 yesterday in the quarters. Knocked away by Handlocked. Martin off to the races. And here they come again. What a move by Clayton. The finish for Condon, and it's all Gators. Seems like decades ago. So much changes even as quick as a college basketball season can go. Condon, again, another 3. What do you do? Florida was right line as well. Condon, and a chance for 3.
Just a little horn set. Look
with Florida. And Ravi, that's a big hit to Missouri. That's the second leading scorer.
Yeah.
And he also draws about 7 fouls per 40 minutes. Mark Mitchell, that's a big loss for Missouri right now.
That's a good start. 3-ball one. The fans are all standing for each possession. That's how you quiet it down. Another 3. He's clear. Fires up a fadeaway, no good, and watch Florida run. Houck. He got fouled, and he's going to have a chance for 3. Not a strong. Florida does have 9 turnovers in this game. What a bad athletic effort.
Ravi, what a cut, though, by Elijah Martin from that offside corner.
Tipped up, no good. Houck got fouled. He is so strong. He's got a chance for rip it away. And they will get another 20. Martin, splash.
What are you going to do, huh? What are you going to do when you got adjustment missing at the rim? Their team slow shooting to start this game here in Gainesville, but a nice dime from Walter Clayton Jr.
Good cut by Will Richard, getting out and
might have settled for that one.
been a lot of settling for Ole Miss on their shots. I think they want to continue to try to play connected. It's got a beautiful drop-off there on the end-to-end play by Walter Clayton.
And he misses 2 months. I think it's hard for the committee to put a lot of weight on a particular injury for just a game or two. I have a question for Richard, though, and that is...
Chinyelu as Florida matching their largest lead of the game, up 10. Condon getting a lot of attention, still puts it in. Florida pushes the lead to 12.
Absolutely beautiful. Enjoy playing with each other, which is the most important thing about your collegiate career. You got their flowers today with your family in front of everyone.
And right on cue, Will Richard knocks down the triple.
Waiting to see how they're going to make the adjustments defensively on Clayton.
Inside, finding his big man.
Unselfish play by Clayton.
Inside is out. And that hook shot goes.
Florida does a really good running at you. They're patient, shot faking, trying to free themselves for open looks.
Here's Hauck.
And if they continue to get open looks, they're going to knock.
Almost a walk on Martin, brings it back outside.
Martin had to cut back door because of that top lock. Same thing for Walter Clayton Jr. Those are terrific cuts. If there's not enough.
Suck it up, box out, and have some pride in your offensive rebounding.
And a turnover by Alabama, and an easy 2 for Richard. Good pass by Clayton. Alabama's Hollywood single. It's the double, and the corner 3 not there. Racing down court is Richard. Great look ahead. Richard with the slam. 5 quick Florida points to tie it up.
Such an alert.
Tonight, an opportunity to prove that they can close out tight games, guys.
They got a 3-point lead right now, though Florida's 3 out of the timeout with Hauck drilling it, ties it up at 50, throws off target. Loose ball, and out of there with it is Clayton.
Another loose ball that Florida comes up with.
Oh, what a pass by Clayton to a soaring Condon for the slam in transition. Alabama with Chinyelu getting the defensive rebound.
Alabama's had some shots at the rim. They just have to complete these plays.
Clayton, another lob and another one-handed jam for Condon. Boy, Alex. Clayton turns the corner. Another tremendous lob to Condon for the slam.
Boy, Florida's really doing a good job of moving the ball, getting it from side to side.
Clayton again with a kick out. Hauck for 3. And the lead is back to 12.
Skip pass to Clayton. Taylor was all over him. Jump stop and out front to Martin. Got it. Todd Golden preached to his team today.
Starting with it tonight already, 5 rebounds. So a couple of putbacks and he'll be there at the end of this quarter.
3-second difference. Game clock and shot clock not needed. And Will Richard throws in a 3.
Him help Wade Taylor get going. Meaning, I want to see the bigs get some good screens to get them open, some pin down, some quick hitters, and some pick and roll.
You said Florida's 3-point shooting was
going to go win a championship. They got all the ingredients.
How about Hauck finishing it off? 17 for Hauck.
That cross-court pass just isn't going to work. Well, Walter Clayton Jr. good job of baiting him into that pass, just hedging out to Asa Newell. Won't go. Hand-locked with that rebound. That was just a big body underneath. It's 7-1 from hand-locked. Now you're starting to see some of that Florida offense to Auburn. Here's the third zone possession. Will Richard, my gosh, he is unstoppable. 23. Closest point producer for Florida is Clayton Jr. with 6. Will Richard on the move, had him in the corner. Good looking shot from Martin. He knocks it home. He's up to 6 now. Murray for 3, no good. Long rebound to Richard. Off to Clayton. The Gators have never led. They do now. 79-78.
The toughest league in all of college basketball. And whoever wins that regular season crown, that's my vote for the National Coach of the Year. And I'm pretty sure that's going to be Bruce Pearl.
They're all on fire right now, Jimmy, and it's a Good move there to shake Handlockton. And the 2 for Jalen Moore. Other end, too quick.
About 2 seconds. Getting that ball out of the net. And
bucket in Columbia last month.
Gators a confident team, and why not? You win at Auburn, at Mississippi State. Now you're back home. Can you carry the momentum? Off to a great start.
Thomas Houck from
that if they are not on top of their game, they can be beaten by anybody. And Florida, though, can play with anybody in the country.
Here comes Aberdeen on the move. And just like that, we're tied.
You go on the road, we said earlier, they've got to shoot well because they've not done that in SEC play on the road. They are 6 of 8 from the field.
Houck inside. They're going to count the right on Clayton, and Clayton picked his pocket. Walter Clayton. Aberdeen from downtown. Martin and for Handlockton tonight. Those are considerations for Todd Golden.
And Handlockton has been practicing. Now, Martin, when you're injured, you're sitting out. Great delivery right there.
Lamont Paris basketball, right?
Yeah, but not done as well at the collegiate level as they do at the pro level. When the guys get hot, they find you.
Clayton was trying to spot him. He does again. Aberdeen! And a new career high with 21. On the road at Stegman's not going to be easy. How about that block? Handlockton, checking it was Houck, and now it's Richard.
Watching this team, why Micah Handlockton wants to play with this group, right? He's healthy. And what are you going to sit around and do? Great pass again. Clayton can make the pass left hand.
And I like crowd noise based on that.
Yeah, that could be it. He scored 90 at Auburn. Richard got it back from Clayton, drills it. And a look to the student section for Richard for 3. I mentioned this earlier. Florida not only is 4th in the country in fast break points, but they don't give up fast break points. There's Houck. This is Hubbard trying to get State back into it. Ball tipped out by Houck. That's his specialty. Aberdeen on the run. All Gators this second half. I mean, all Gators.
From last year, top 25 in Ken Palm's offensive efficiency.
Clayton finds Houck. A step behind the line. Got it. Wow. You know, we were talking
to the mismatches that Florida has found down low and just burying that mismatch.
Here's Houck on the interior. He's looking to turn in the first. Houck has 13 points, 7 boards, and 8 assists. Aberdeen for 3.
That's a little bit of the story for me is watching.
Well, how proud he is of the job that Todd Golden has done, not only at Florida, but when he was at San Francisco as well.
3 years as an assistant there under Kyle Smith, and then 3 years as the head coach. Urban Klobsch, a 5-second difference. Houck takes the 3 and hits.
But Florida really punished Auburn.
Got his man in the air, missed the shot. Richard racing down the court, he'll lay it in.
It's almost like Auburn was stunned by that well with Condon. It gives them 2 really skilled big guys.
And the home run pass, and Condon is held and scores anyway.
Boy, how about that?
Talk about Cardwell. Condon now for Florida. 4 on 3. Klobschar open and hits the 3, and a foul away from the ball, I believe, again.
You have to force Walter Clayton Jr. to his left. He cannot go to his right. He's much better to his right.
Klobschar, you talked about confidence, and it is growing by the minute.
Among former Duke coaches back in the day, and Hubie Brown was spectacular at that clinic.
Condon the flush on the feed from Clayton.
Hubie Brown got up and deeper in the clock because they didn't have transition.
Clayton somehow finds Houck, who lays it in.
Boy, what a catch and what a finish by Thomas Houck.
And the rebound down to Clayton, and a man down. It is Baker Mazzara down at the other end for Auburn. Aberdeen with a big corner 3.
And they've taken a haymaker or 2 from Florida already, and now it's going to be another steal. And here comes Florida, off and running, alley-oop to Houck.
Little jump hook shot. The sophomore left it short. Streaking is Houck. Houck muscles it right on the Georgia defender. Wanted the foul, does not get the whistle. And now Clayton on a steal. Clayton to Richard. Got it!
That looked like the
Exactly. No, it's exactly what Coach White said when asked the question. He said, I might have to just start yanking guys. You might have to yank another one because it's another turnover and another easy. Swiss Army knife, Cam Matthews. He'll stuff a stat sheet, can dominate a game, scoring 5 points. Condon dominating the rim right now on an alley-oop. Condon, an all-conference guard, playing the point now for Florida. Chinyelu with a paint touch, banging bodies down low with Pringle. Pringle, that time, not up. Pringle muscles his way. Talk about great real estate. Just a couple feet from the basket, and Martin quickly on the other end before you can catch your breath. Less than 5 seconds. Off the inbounds, 3-ball pops out. Gators crashing as they always do. Condon keeps it alive. Condon will fire up a tray. Condon will hit it from Perth, Australia. Wait a nearly 3 minutes of action. And Davis just turned it over. Sloppy pass. That's going to lead to an easy bucket the other end. Aberdeen flushes it home. Zachary Davis at Clayton. Drives, pivots, dumps it down low. Condon got it with 1 on the shot clock. Final 3 seconds. Conyers going to have to heave it.
Again, ball movement, body movement.
Well, that's not how you beat it. No. Dribbling right into a double team and another easy layup.
I'd like to have somebody.
Clayton scoops it up. He's hounded by Wright. Clayton sets up an open shooter for 3. And it's drilled from the corner by Will Richard.
And really the 3 guards out front. Aberdeen starting now his 4th straight game has been really good for the first 3 of them.
Clayton sails that pass out of bounds. Looking for Chinyelu.
Dump it inside. Newell knocks it away. Gottfried has it. He's fouled. Nice pass to Condon. And he traveled with it. What the? Out off to Clayton. Walter 1 for 2. Stolen away by Demery. He is
seeing Georgia's offense attack within the first 5 or 10 seconds of the first 3 possessions.
Loose ball, Demery there. He'll pull up for another 3. No good. There's Newell.
Shoot it, and we can put together a comeback. Nobody stops Clayton. The lob is taken away, and a very quick possession for Florida. 1:45 to play. Aggies down 12. Gators have certainly slowed down this half. Here's Clayton. Tried to shovel it inside, but has it taken away by Solomon Washington. Lee Taylor, the 4, tees.
Got to reward him. Reward the big fella.
And it's lost out of bounds on the drive by Walter Clayton Jr. All right, if you're Florida, you've got a 9.
Florida's done a pretty darn good job on the defensive glass, but another knockaway.
Bad turnovers in transition by Florida. Pull up 3. Sears hits.
Got to get it in. And it's Ole Miss with the steal.
Great job by Ole Miss of sniffing out that play. Coming up.
Chinyelu fighting for position. Had that one knocked away there by Matthew Morrell.
1-4 in this game.
Very physical defense against Clayton. Robinson picked him. That's another turnover. And a 2-on-1. And a layup is good. Just like that. Down a little bit further on the gas. Clayton just threw it to the bench.
Good pressure by Robinson, though. Dennis Gates is not going to switch Robinson off of.
And again, it makes shooting a shot in the first 10 a lot more difficult. And there's a steal on Clayton Jr. He tried to rip it right back, and that's going to be a foul, a mistake by Walter Clayton. He was right there. Perhaps those tall hands affect that shot. Here's a turnover. Here's Grill. Condon hustles back. He will not get there. Great effort by Grill. Again, no Mark Mitchell tonight for Missouri. They bring Peyton Marshall, and they've gone 11 players deep. Missouri basketball.
Defense. They got to grab a defensive rebound here.
Boy, Clayton determined to get to the rim. And now we got a foul going against Florida.
Felix Okpara. He challenged Clayton the possession before. He saves 2 baskets in a row.
And another turnover. Gainey is fouled.
Moore is 1 of 11 as part of the 3-point totality of Norfolk State.
A turnover by Clayton, but drive and no resistance at the rim. This team's too good.
Taken away by Darden.
Give it up. Pretty.
Moore ahead. Ings elevates. He's met there by. Down to 7 seconds.
Nice
and that ball pinballed around. Opportunity.
Nice steal.
And that for the Petersburg, Virginia native Chris Fields Jr. Clayton loses it. Turnover. Ings on the push. Ings to the rim.
They love that little play and that little pin down. We may have won. Look at this.
Swing. Caravan steps in front. Leak out by Diarra. Leave it for Ball. To go out near midcourt, 10 to shoot.
You don't want to foul if you're Reed here.
Clayton the catch, Diarra there defensively, and he threw it right to McNeely.
He's smart.
Lots of mistakes from Florida. McNeely crosses over, but missed it on the. Jalen Stewart, a sophomore from Seattle, cuts into the Florida lead. Diarra going for the ball, and he creates a turnover.
And a great show there by Reed.
Reed stepping in front for the steal. That is.
Nothing in the paint for UConn. Well, nobody explosive enough to turn the corner like this guy.
Clayton penetrates, loses the ball, out of bounds.
On the boards. Clayton Jr. with Milicic way outside and tries to get it inside, deflected away. That's what Tennessee does. A turnover. Set the lineup for the Tennessee.
From last year to this year on the defensive end of the floor.
Lanier's on the bench. He missed his first 4 shots. Thus a 9-0 lead, and they're going to get a moving screen, and Golden doesn't like it. He's up. That's large. This crowd has been active, and they were lined up 7 hours before tip. Clayton Jr. lost it, a turnover. Lanier looks and sizes up a 3, and Clayton. And another nutty number. So Martin's 3 was his 6th field goal. Tennessee has 9-point
shooter. And Kentucky, as Robinson hits again. Kentucky is an impressive 7 of 16, 44% from 3. And now Butler takes it away from Clayton. Lays it. And all of a sudden, it's gone from a tie back to an 8-point lead for the Cats. And a double dribble will give it back to Kentucky. This deficit.
Box outs really important for Kentucky after the initial shot.
Clayton turned it over. Butler again. Fouls. He is the only player on either side with 3. And Martin got tripped up a little bit.
Trayton Thompson just 3 of 11 now on the year. That's one way to crack the seal as Clayton throws it away. Interception from Jordan Wood. Gators used to
guy part of this great staff here at University of Florida with Billy Donovan was the defensive strategist.
Ellison picks the pocket of Clayton. McGregor.
Almost 6 points per game last year. This year he's over 14. UNF is without their leading scorer Josh Harris today, out with a ankle injury for the 2nd game in a row.
It's that pump fake to get to the rim.
Air ball from Barry. Here come the Gators. A collision and an offensive foul called on Clayton Jr.
Punishing on the inside. That's 40 minutes of wear down effect is what Florida's hoping.
Gano, the Carolina point guard, picking up the first foul, and that's going to be a turnover. We're going the other way.
against Arizona State over the weekend. Leans in, battling for the rebound. Went for the save, but North Carolina comes away.
Good defense by the heels on that one.
No, one of just a handful of teams, 5 total, who remain undefeated in D1. And a quick steal. Davis with the pick to begin the second half. To the left hand, can't finish it. Florida.
In the last 3, 15 assists, 12 turnovers coming into the game. Gonna make the easy play.
That's a push off there by Clayton and a clear offensive foul. Walter Clayton, his third.
The rim, Houck there to reject it. Saved on the baseline, up ahead to Alexis. And he'll step on the end line, give it right back to Arizona State.
Todd Golden has to love the effort from another ACC team that looks like, I know it's early, like a definite NCAA tournament team. Wake Forest has been a little disappointing after their good season last year.
Comes in, strong, aggressive. I like the no call because he initiated the majority of that contact.
Another turnover, Damian, so that's now 3 for the bounces around the rim. Rebound down to Chinyelu, pardon. Clayton, they get him for the offensive foul. He swung that left arm out. And so Ju really effective in this second half. It's back to a 13-point game. Elijah Martin, Damian, now has 16. Salas takes that one away and throws it down.
Clayton.
What a great matchup of number ones.
Clayton that time got stripped though. Got his pocket picked cleanly. Strong take.
Penetration and a kickback 3.
Clayton has been rather quiet. They haven't needed him. And that time, tremendous defense got tied up by Davis. Davis and points for Hendricks.
That is. First made 3 of 6.
Yeah, it's just a sloppy possession.
Burnside missed the slam, goes down hard.
Indicating on the defensive end at all. They're not matching up in transition like here. And they have no answer for Walter Clayton even when he makes the turnover there.
Bad pass. Loose ball. Watkins has it. Seminoles come away with it.
Scoring here.
Clayton's pass taken away. Gang throws it up. And again, a nice move, just unable to finish.
He should turn and face. He's not going to get much. Those guys are stronger than he is. He needs to turn, face, use his quickness instead of spinning away.
Time Lewis Hutchinson is on, number 24 in black. Not played this season until tonight. Active hands from Dozier. A leak out. Clayton looking for that swat. Dozier. And you see the numbers for Stevenson in the bottom of your screen. Clayton lost it off his leg. Now, what's ahead here for the Gators? Big the first half. Okeji rattles around.
Well, that's a good-looking stroke there. That's the second time Florida's got an outlet pass deflected. That's just carelessness.
So Kobe Knox has got both baskets here for South Florida.
And Todd Golden stands up. He wants pace. Keep pushing it up and down the floor.
Clayton gave it away. He was looking for one of the other first-year. Going body to body with the big man. That's Reynolds.
Boy, good defense.
And there's a turnover. It's a careless pass from Clayton. This is Jimmy Williams who just hit that 3.
Rebounds in this one.
Don't want to catch it there. That's an immediate trap.
And Clayton stepped out of bounds. Ball's loose and it's stolen by Johnson. Kelly gets the roll.
For Alexis to come up top.
At one point early, Auburn led by 10. Florida turns it over. Clayton and Alexis could not connect. And
taken away by Melendez. Todd Golden is like, he just got thrown down. Houck with the block.
Boy, like a wide receiver, he stayed in bounds in the back of the end zone.
A better catch than it was a pass.
And Clayton off the knee and out of bounds.
Last two possessions for
second half. For teams watching around the country who see how impressive they are, Robinson sees a lane and throws it down. The turnovers are going to be something. Hill with his right hand. Robinson, they want to get in the body. They did. They got Clayton, who says, I was hooked. But it's going to be Robinson by Richard. Robinson, but they are focused on getting Clayton down deep, and he came up short. Perkins, pretty play.
Demery, step back. Got it. That's a 2.
And we about Auburn. If Auburn wins the regular season, Bruce Pearl should be the National Coach of the Year. I mean, this is historically the toughest league.
6 on the shot clock. Davis with 3. Davis going to have to launch it. Davis off the window and in.
And you come out of a lineage like that, you better be competing your tail off when you play a sport.
Lanier will get fouled. He'll shoot a couple.
And one of them throws it away. Interception from Jordan Wood. Gators used to fast starts, slow beginning. Ellison.
Yeah, Clayton got away.
9 from 3. He's already in double figures. Gets the assignment with Ellison. Oh, big block. Chinyalu from the clouds.
9. Cadeau looking for a seam. He's going to lay that one too strong. He fights for the rebound.
Back the rim, right? Hawk stayed down there, and Cadeau was the low man in the eye.
Cadeau, nicely done. Great body control.
Alexis with the finish.
And a reach-in foul against the Gators. That'll get us to a timeout.
Extended possession for the Salukis. Shot clock at 3. Fade and fire. And it pops out of there. Richard. Tough shot. Barely grazes the iron, and Martin cleans up yet more for Elijah Martin.
Young's been a big part of it. Vicious crossover.
And FAMU has
By that 5th player, they're okay with it.
And that helps that rebounding number as well. Dozier, cyclone spin. Chinyalu says no. Two former big-time football recruits, one-on-one. Clayton and Burnett. Nate, just a sophomore. Sam Alexis, the transfer from Chattanooga in that front court. The return of Houck and Condon. Late in the clock again. Spence. Challenge look. Alexis.
His thing today with 21 points. He's hit 5 threes, a game high. UNF's rebuttal is short, and Martin there with the rebound.
I think when you're part of a winning culture, you know, you're not a me guy.
Relocating and firing a high arcing 3, Dante Oliver.
Ranked Gators. Foul in the corner. Here's Cadeau with a clean look. And a lot of iron, but no.
Ice in a ball screen over here, trying to keep R.J. Davis on one side of the floor.
Cadeau got it. Finally for North Carolina.
Back to your Florida, you have to understand, obviously, Arizona State head coach has now picked up a technical foul, but he's worked the officials, so you have to know that some fouls, it's going to be called a little tighter. Easy tip in. I don't know if they'll have enough time for a legitimate catch and shoot.
Miller. Oh, my goodness.
Times. They have gone cold from 3 since early. Curry for Ames. Rebound out.
Number 11 in the black over here goes for about 16 a game in the early goings of the season. Here's Harlan Beverly. Yeah, he hits it from the other wing this time. All of their points at the rim. Bijan Cortez, he's the veteran ball handler, missed just about everything that time. So
I see a difference in his touch this season.
The very impressive Aussie. Contested triple. Clayton might have got a piece of that one. Elijah make it rich.
Thing, which is what Walter Clayton was doing defensively there.
Yeah, that's some pretty relentless defense. Cortez hoists it. Way short. Clayton has it. His three-point shooting continues to be red hot. They're nearly 50% from deep. Clayton smothers Beverly. Lob it ahead to Clayton. 5. Salas leads the way in terms of scoring. Devin Cosby, he can heat up from the three-point line really at any moment, and that moment is right now. Yeah, the starters off that 21-win team a year ago. One of them you mentioned, Boopie Miller, their point guard, and then Andrew Carr, transferred to Kentucky. So it's another 20-point game for Walter Clayton Jr., his third of the season. Hefton Reed way off on the three.
And scooped back up by Southern Illinois, an extra possession for the Salukis.
That's just what you were talking about, Mike. The glass, getting on the glass, getting on the boards. A better performance.
Wide open three, knocked down. That's Kennard Davis. Few spots to our left. Lee Humphrey hit 39 consecutive games with a three. Offensive rebound.
It's like there's more arc on his shot. I'd like to see him bring that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Trey again.
Reminds me a bit of Myron Jones and his confidence.
But when
really
did you change anything? When did you become a better free throw shooter? Because you had your struggles early on.
How's that?
Matthews off the curl. Richard 16 tonight. Working around for Hendricks. He's had a really good second half.
Chandler Jackson. Who said career 3-point bucket made as a Gator.
It's official for the Gators. The shooting slump's over. They're 6 of 11 here in the first half.
I think they call themselves the Bash Brothers, the two of them. There's a three ball for Justin. Luke gets it back out to Thomas with a clean look.
It's not important to switching ball screens. Sometimes you slip, and Florida State has been a victim of some of the miscommunication on the defensive end of the floor, giving up shots.
Well, there you go. Davis gets a paint touch, and yet the Gators still expand their lead back to 9. Davis. Good defense by Clayton to get a pick.
Player, but let's be honest, Jaden Reed has blown by him a couple times.
Corner three, that's Kaysen Jennings. And they are ahead by 1 after the steal. Here comes Knox in transition. Jennings got the shot blocked. Clayton closed outside. Houck left it short. Missed opportunity there, had a good look. And it's South Florida on the move again. Knox wants 3. Alexis the board.
Ogden and Houck battling it out, playing volleyball on the glass. That's what wins you games.
They are top 10 in the nation in offensive rebounding percentage. And now Clayton steal. Always stumbling. Martin all over him.
Almost an on-ball steal there. The best on-ball defender on this Florida roster.
And a good play by Clayton. Knocks it away, and it's Florida ball.
That's a play Clayton
left the 3 short, and it belongs to Phylon in the tie.
And Alabama out in transition again.
What a play by Clayton. Just plain and simple, took it away. Clayton stays in front of Sears. Not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Totally different defender this year versus last year.
Knocks it away. Lays it in. What a play.
He's a sophomore. He's 6'10", 220. And he was the guy that was guarding Condon the first trip down. That ball was knocked away from Gray, and then he got his arms wrapped around the head of Clayton Jr. You get the Missouri fans thinking, how do we stop that guy? Bates got stuck in a terrible pass to Clayton.
The double. They bring it monster from the block. And it turns into a Texas A&M takeaway. Now Karam in the front court gets it back to the Gators. Condon to Houck for 3.
12-point game. They're just inching closer and closer. Taken away. They'll get a lot closer if he can convert this. Clayton does. It's a 10-point game.
He jams is so Collins just can't read and make easy passes to the guards coming off screens.
So here is the prolific playmaker, Cam Carter. Lost it. Walter Clayton Jr. Little head fake.
So far early in this game, they have not been very good defensively. Florida getting what they want.
Here's a steal. Clayton intercepted the pass in traffic. Jacoby Wright. You mentioned the rotation of the basketball. It's on display again. Right on Clayton, and Clayton picked his pocket. Walter Clayton.
Yeah, go ahead. So when Tennessee beat Memphis in that 1-2, then they came back later in the week and lost to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, next game out.
Bruce Pearl made the joke. They've got ads about Seattle.
When the game's going on, or if Todd should ask for money.
10-point lead. Pettiford stripped away.
What a play by Houck. A fantastic.
Nobody's put it through the hoop through the first 2 minutes. And then a Florida steal, Walter Clayton Jr. Nifty move, and he draws the foul from up par.
On Florida. Georgia's only down 5. They've taken a haymaker or two from Florida already, and now it's going to be another steal. And here comes Florida, off and running, alley-oop to Houck.
Georgia's got to be a little bit more careful with the ball. Fake a pass to make a pass.
Another turnover. This is going to drive Mike White. Approach 4 minutes to go. Richard wanted the foul, does not get the whistle. And now Clayton on a steal. Clayton to Richard. Got it. Big half for Florida. Coughing it up, Lawrence. Kane saves. Great point.
It would look like a hockey shift change.
Exactly. No, it's exactly what Coach White said when asked the question. He said, I might have to just start yanking guys. He might have to yank another one because it's another turn.
And then Murray Boyles turns it over. And this is another live ball turnover. That's out.
Hit the back of the rim. Here's Kaluma leading the break. And now Polk. And again, it gets stolen away. Ripped by Walter Clayton Jr. 5 on 3. And
a long rebound, though. And Missouri gets a fresh 20-second shot clock. Quick hands by Clayton. Threw it off of Pierce. What a play by Walter Clayton.
Missouri's rebounded the ball well. They've won that. They've won the rebounding margin, which does not happen against Florida.
No, it never does. Florida, the #1 rebounding team of the land. Usually plus 13.
Holding off the defender, and good pass into the post.
First 2 points of the second half belong to the Gators. And now Clayton on a steal. Scoops it up. Here come the in fourth.
This is the Gators' largest lead of the contest. Bouncing backdoor, it's knocked away. 6th UNF turnover.
Moss at 6 feet tall has stood no chance there for the talented and patient Alex Condon.
Florida with another steal.
The mind for Condon to get that ball out as fast as possible.
Richard with the thunderous dunk and another turnover. 3 on 2. Richard fumbles it out of bounds.
Posing at the guard position, able to get his hand on the ball, getting off in transition, and a nice lead block by Denzel Aberdeen.
Another takeaway to Hawk. His lay-in is down. Boy, just a tough mismatch on the 6'2 Mason. Alexis at 6'8", 240. Now there's a takeaway. Alexis back to Clayton. Ball fake, fires, got it.
Bowing out in the second round.
Boy, there's Quaintance with that block shot. Starts the run out. Miller had it taken away by Clayton. Boy, what an effort play by Clayton. Jihad. Boy, entry pass taken away by Clayton. Here the Gators are. 4 on 2 run out. Alley-oop.
For a secondary break push, especially with those guards.
Brody tries to slip it through. Clayton with a steal. Turnover number 10 for Virginia. Taken 12, made 5 tonight. Murray for Buchanan. Another takeaway. 16th Virginia turnover. Clayton on the easy runouts.
The Gophers to 66 points. And just 3 of 23 shooting from distance. Beverly had it knocked away. Up ahead to Clayton. Walter Clayton Jr. 25 points a game like he's done a couple of times this season, but he doesn't have to. Salas had it knocked away, so Clayton takes it away from his counterpart. Eyes up, and Florida was his hands. He has just 7 points in this first half on 2 of 6 shooting. That's through a Bass's hands. Florida on the move again. Clayton on the accelerator. Hands off to Aberdeen.
You got a pick, Kevin?
To win it all?
Win it all?
I'm going to go with the very easy choice. I'm going to just go with the undefeated top-ranked team. How about I don't know. Who's got the easiest
defense? And dropping a deuce for the Gators. And then Clayton on a steal. Tied up. Arrow will go to Florida.
Rattlers under first-year head coach Patrick Prairie. Here's Clayton, head of the field. Richard, love it, back to Clayton. Back to Lewis with 3 to shoot. Timer waning down here. They got a hoist. Clayton strips. Gators off in transition. Morton corkscrews one.
Worry about it. You got to get back and set your defense. Now Florida State cut it to 8 as they turned it over. Back with about 12 minutes to go in the second half.
Against the shooters, you got to be on them when they catch it. Knox needs very little time to catch and release.
A wild pass, Clayton on the floor, and that's a foul on Green, and now Green and Clayton are going jointly.
By Will Richard. Good teams identify what killed him in the first game. It's been Grill. They've identified him and all the other shooters. His crews got smothered.
On the line for that game. Traditional rivalry. That'll be a huge one.
Clockley had that one blocked. Padua had hit blocked by.
Florida's 4 losses all came in conference play. They've won 7 of 8, though the lone loss during that stretch was at Georgia last week.
Advantage. That is 8 for Chinyelu.
And the way they're making shots doesn't allow LSU to get any quick and easy looks against a good Florida defense.
And Clayton got a piece of that. He blocks the shot. That feels like a dagger run right there. With 3:10 to go, the lead has swelled just like that. Back to 15, and Clayton smothers Williams.
Some teams might.
Broom with 9 points, 4 assists in this game. Kelly a miss. Houck wraps it up.
7 hours before tip. Clayton Jr. lost it, a turnover. Lanier looks and sizes up a 3, and Clayton Jr., a 3-point shooter. Knew Lanier might do that, and he can sprint the floor and dunk on the other. Just maximum effort out of Thomas Houck, who spells it in an odd way. H-A-U-G-H.
Yeah, and every season, but in his career has been a really good 3-point shooter. Once he gets that going, you have another element that Florida can add to this team.
Air ball there. Will Richard, by the way, was 2 of 9 from behind the.
A lot of veterans on the floor. For a pair of high-scoring teams, Damian, Florida scores about 86 a night. Wichita has scored more than 80 a game thus far. Walter Clayton Jr.
Good mobility, but I see a difference in his touch this season.
The very impressive Aussie. Contested triple. Clayton might have got a piece of that one. Elijah making Richard comes down with it. And Florida's 3-point shooting continues to be red hot. They're nearly 50% from deep. Clayton smothers Beverly. Lob it ahead to Clayton.
Make him. Logo land.
Oh, he's got to be the first one back.
Everybody wants a piece of that. It's Clayton with the chase down block.
See that?
And yet the Gators still expand their lead back to 9. Davis. Good defense by Clayton to get a piece.
Chris Arias on for the first time. He started the opener, the freshman, late in the clock here with 5. Now it's Spence. Has to hoist up and under. Clayton got a piece. Spence gets it back.
In his honor. And they are Ahead by one after the steal. Here comes Knox in transition. Jennings got the shot blocked. Clayton closed out and swatted it. A couple of SEC teams have gone down today. These Gators, oh wow, they have erased a deficit.
And he didn't quit. Phylon still going. Spins off the back of the iron and down with it, Clayton.
8. Bates in traffic, that's no good. Look out, how came out of nowhere.
One of the senior leaders on this squad, the transfer from Virginia Tech. Here's Padula, leans into one, off the mark, and Richard pulls it down. Love it.
You got to show the bigs some love.
Murray wants the screen, doesn't use it. Pull up Jay, and Ole Miss is on the board.
There's Juju Murray starting to.
Ole Miss going with some more size as Michael Brown-Jones at 6'8" comes on the floor for Padula. Pull up Jay Barnes, his first shot off the mark, and Collins at the board. Taft. Murray, he's been so effective off the bounce. Pull up. And he might have settled for that one.
It's been a lot of settling for
Alabama, Tennessee, in whatever order you want to have them right now, playing for one spot. Auburn is now coming off the top line and barring a catastrophe.
That's a turnover for a touchdown. Florida third in the country in fast break points. Phylon leaning in and drops that one home. Tough shot. First round this year, could get a #1 seed.
Well, they've had 2 wins over #1 teams. They've been excellent on the road. They've had back-to-back. Not a big scorer, only averages about 6 points per game, but an outstanding offensive rebounder.
Sears missed a deep 3. Ball batted out. And
here's Phelps now for 3. Got it. Knock him down.
Effective. Florida's overwhelming really on both ends of the floor. Yeah, there's another block. So if you're LSU, celebration around this campus perhaps. Curtis Gibbons, a little hesitation that time, and he can't go after that one until
up to a good start in this game. They got a gut punch on Saturday, losing at home to LSU. A game they had won all the way to the last 30 seconds.
Nice, nifty touch off the window there from Jeremiah.
9 to shoot for Wright. Penetrating, shooting, and connecting with the mid-range. Short take the lead. High ball screen for Ugasu. On the move, off the glass, no. And Clayton was.
And this is really a smaller lineup of Mississippi State versus a bigger lineup for Florida.
Hubbard with the shake, and then it's blocked, and the whistle came after.
I can't tell you how good Houck is playing. Again, that effort he had at Auburn was the difference in that game.
I can tell you, they were plus 19.
Pettiford doesn't need a lot of space, does he?
It's Kelly.
And Houck is the one that moves his feet the best and is most likely to be able to guard a perimeter player.
Pettiford, a miss from the elbow and a strong rebound of him today.
Yeah, it's not father-son when the game's going on, or if Todd should ask for money.
10-point lead. Pettiford stripped away.
Meshack with a shake. Meshack takes it all the way. And here come the Gators the opposite direction.
You can't be feeding on the bottom 3 or 4 in the league. What has helped this league so much.
Let him get any look at a 3.
Grill feeling it. Grill got it. Right between the eyes for the final shot. Now it'll be Missouri's chance to do that and add to a 16-point lead. 3 on the way, too strong, and that is how the half will come. Tigers milking clock. Timer down to 7, down to 5, and a 3. He waited.
About the tenacity and toughness from guys like Condon and Houck. Fland. Thought he was going to get contact and a foul, and instead he didn't.
That is tough to guard, that little horn spade, because he can curl it or go off it.
Great crossover and finish by Oweh. And
He is headed to the line.
The rim run, get straight to position, get a pass to them right away, finish.
Speaking of the officials, I wanted to ask you, did you ever...
In his career has been a really good three-point shooter. Once he gets that going, you have another element that Florida can add to this team.
Air ball there. Will Richard, by the way, loves going to his left for that little elbow jumper. That time it's blocked out of there.
Well, you know, he's such a strong right-hand driver. When he goes left, he has a nice pull-up J.
Miller. He likes that. We saw him do that yesterday in practice. Little crossover.
Clayton Jr. and the Gators, they have stampeded opponents. They're winning by an average margin of victory of 20 points per game. They got wins against Wake Forest and Hill pulls up, can't hit. Richard down with the board. He can go for 25 points a game like he's done a couple of times this season, but he doesn't have to. Salas had it knocked away, so Clayton, courageous take to the basket there. Wake Forest with 4 to shoot. Fredrickson gets Clayton up in the air. Front rims that triple, tapped back. So Florida has started the half on a 10-0 run. Salas rises, a contested 15-footer. This is Trayvon Spillers.
Goodness.
Isaiah Brown, his first collegiate points tonight as Clayton went down.
As those guys get more connected and gain a little bit more experience, look out. You don't feel sorry for the Dukies.
And we would be remiss if we didn't mention that third.
10 games of 5 or less. Going left.
Dozier. There you go. They give it?
No!
I was going to say,
that needs to be a new thing.
You missed your calling as an official scorer. Has Steven?
A couple of SEC teams have gone down today. These Gators, oh wow. They have.
Meshack. Ziegler. Back to Meshack. Up, no good. And Martin's got it for the Gators. Maybe the best trio in the country.
Yeah, you think you got Walter Clayton Jr. bottled up. He makes a dribble move, uses a screen. What a play by Stevenson. He is on a heat.
Holloway. Diabate the rebound. Shot fake Sears.
Well, he needs to get one to go. He has really been struggling from hooks.
Dia. Rim run, and that's what you've been asking for Malik Dia to do. Attack the
when an offensive rebound leads to a quality 3.
Makes it a 2-point game. Phylon in the paint, in and out, rebounded by Hauk.
Up losing their first game in the SEC tournament, and then they went to the Final Four. I mean, I think for a lot of these teams, they're going to feel better when they get out of SEC play and play somebody else.
Phylon with
and an air ball. Solomon Washington there to pick it up. Phelps gets it back. And the loose ball pinballs around.
Let Thomas go out there with the little dirty peach fuzz. Ain't nothing wrong with that because this play is shining.
Wiltshire doesn't shoot many twos. And then a foul on the.
That Newell again on the top of the key.
Blue Kane. No good. Rebound. Hauk had it. Saves it. Spike squad.
Spike squad, Chief. There you go.
Here's
I'll
Blue
get
Kane.
it right.
Won't go. Tapped around and in by Absent. 11 and 4 straight. Blue Kane takes it inside.
That's a good point.
Ziegler's.
A lot of guys don't stay around in one place. Ziegler going to be known throughout his career and loved by Tennessee fans forever.
Yeah, he's got a deflected pass. And wow. LSU dodges a couple bullets there. Williams going to the line for a pair.
And you can see how LSU.
Victorious Miller stops, lets it go, and missed it from the mid-range. Richard.
Very close. Jacoby Wright. You mentioned the rotation of the basketball. It's on display again. right on Clayton, and Clayton.
One to Missouri, and this one's shaping up to be the same.
Clayton gambled, and Murphy denied at the rim. Second chance good. Baseline drive and a reverse off a little spin from Claudell Harris Jr.
Broom again one-on-one with Condon. Kelly the drive. It'll go. Broom with 9 points, 4 assists in this game. Kelly a miss. Houck wraps it up. 3-point shooting team of the season, just under 34%, but they are firing today. Kelly. And Houck might have gotten a piece of it, and then a foul will send.
On the year has become a much better player in his junior year.
Strong take and a thunderous slam by Montgomery.
Many teams have gone to at the college level. Over half of Florida's points have come in the paint. Pope left it short, knocked away to Martin. And Johnson cut off, little up and under move, got it.
Really good at creating his own space, is he not, for a rebound when you play against Florida? Knock people out of the way. It's 1-on-9 rebounding mentality.
Just too strong for Fland. If Visage goes up, and Alexis ripped it. 3. And again, a 15% shooting from three-point land. In this conference, doesn't matter if you're on the road. You can't win when you're shooting like that.
All, particularly beyond the three-point line. Godot won't. He's going to drive it. Little leader, and that falls in.
You see, that's a great time based on the same premise.
So Sandin nowhere to go. Has to kick it back to Phillips with 3 on the shot clock. Sandin going to have to take an awkward shot, and that's a shot clock violation.
Physically so imposing at the guard position. Able to get his hand on the ball, getting off in transition, and a nice lead block by Denzel Aberdeen.
Over. Payne Murray comes off the bench, and Murray gets around Clayton. Just the second bench basket for Virginia.
On the floor for a pair of high-scoring teams. Damian, Florida scores about 86 a night. Wichita has scored more than 80 a game thus far. Held the Gophers to 66 points. And just 3 of 23 shooting from distance. Beverly.
Side. Show the Florida Gators that we can get to the paint and score at point-blank range.
This is Cam Hildreth, the 3-year starter. Can't hit the fall away. Offensive 7-run.
Simple ISO for Hunter Salas to go right at Walter Clayton.
Salas going to work. Gets up. Missed short.
Start. Here's Trey Lewis. Skids the emergency break. Shirley past a flyby. Richard in his 100th career.
Last year, there were some games where he found ways to help the team win, and when he wasn't shooting, doing things like that.
Trey Lewis can't hit. First time he started the opener, the freshman, late in the clock here with 5. Now it's Spence, has to hoist up and under. Clayton got a piece. Spence gets it back. Off after a hot start. Wheeler cross court, Bell. Has to hoist again. Another tough shot. Inside 10 to shoot again. Another late in the clock possession. 3 to shoot. Bell steps in just past the reach of Howell.
Double. He's got to keep him in front of him.
Well, if you're South Florida, the biggest challenge today against Florida, what is it?
You've got to make sure you rebound. Again, one of the keys to South Florida.
Last year, all conference at Chattanooga. Brown was falling out of bounds. Inside of 2 minutes now in the first.
Good hustle by Martin to get to the shooter. Absolutely great defense.
Duo with 45 of Florida's 82. Jennings has it knocked away. They whistle Clayton for his 4th foul. Bulls. Green turns, scores. 10-point game.
Kick. Meshack. The cut by Dubar. And a foul underneath on the Gators. And that penetrates great defensively, but maybe struggled at times to score. They still can, but they do have more weapons than they've had in some recent years, as Phillips will head to the line. But for them, Holloway stumbling, Martin all over him.
Almost an on-ball steal there. The best on-ball defender on this Florida roster.
And a good play by
12 in the first meeting. He's got 8 points already tonight. Drill backdoor base went up, had it halfway down, and it came out.
There's a lot of frustration and angst on that Florida bench right now, despite an early lead on the road. Here's Matthews down the lane. Too much juice. Gainesville. They shot the ball well in the win on the road against Auburn. Matthews all alone. Too easy.
What Chris Jans has done, you can put him anywhere in the country. And like I said, he's going to win with whoever he's got.
They've lost 19 straight against top 3 opponents. That is, Harris gives it up to Hubbard. Drew contact with Clayton.
We are thrilled to say that he is going to be on the mic along with Dave O'Brien and Corey Alexander for Duke and Clemson at Littlejohn tonight.
Chaz Lanier has started this game 0 for 3, including 0 for 2 from deep. Phillips hesitated.
It's time. Hey, how about this? A thing of beauty for Texas. They upset A&M 70-69.
Trailed, I think, the whole. We've left the holiday season. I know it snowed here last night.
It did, yes.
But the holiday season is gone.
Yes. Too much giving. Murray Boyles carving out space on Condon. Finds a cutter. And Davis. Davis drops it in.
Carolina's ability to
shot clock under 10 for Wright. Around the screen. Backdoor cut. Shot up. And a foul called. Almost.
Sophomore out of New Oxford, Pennsylvania. Key part of the great Florida team last year. Kaluma goes high-low and a jam from Onyema.
Clayton got.
And, defensively, Missouri's rebounding the ball well. They've won that. They've won the rebounding margin, which does not happen against Florida.
No, it never does. Florida.
They have such a great opportunity when they get a shot up to grab an offensive board.
Owe couldn't finish. Back come the Gators. Just keeps it. Now Owe. It'll go. Another bucket for Otega Owe. He's got.
But if they're going to slow it down, you have to find a way to create those disadvantages that you can find in the fast break on the half court.
And not an advantage. That's in
against UNC. I mean, those are critical.
Yeah, he also had 12 against UVA. I think he wants to play against more ACC teams.
This is the Gators' largest lead of the contest. Bouncing back towards.
Fantastic outlet and presence of mind for Condon to get that ball out as fast as possible.
Richard with the thunderous dunk and another turnover.
Out of Fall River, Massachusetts. Bounce pass inside to Jihad, and he is surrounded by some white jerseys. Clayton, that's short. Shannon. Jihad, boy, entry pass taken away by Clayton.
Fine by McNeely. Murray with a finish.
College football playoffs, yeah. You got a pick, Kevin?
To win it all?
Win it all?
I'm going to go with the very easy choice. I'm going to just go with the undefeated.
Come from in the first half.
Yes. Gave them great minutes as a freshman. There's a little leaner and a nice touch by Diba. 2.5 to play here in Gainesville. Gators looking to go 6-0.
Love that cut. Move without the ball.
Penetration, getting the ball right back. Oh, that's beautiful basketball.
How fun is it to watch this team in transition as Martin goes up high? Hendricks.
Hold your breath.
There's also a.
When Anthony Davis started shooting three-pointers, goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's a cheat code.
Last time I checked, he's pretty good.
Burnside gets fouled.
Oh, perfect.
Backdoor, Chinyulu. Logo.
Wow.
That's Matthew.
Vincent. early mistake here with the Seminoles, and every time they've made a mistake, they've been punished.
Condon again with some big defense.
They're in with the layup, but if you miss that layup, you can't worry about it. You got to get back and set your defense.
Now Florida State cut it to 8 as they turn it.
Because all they've said against the shooters, you got to be on them when they catch it. Knox needs very little time to catch and release.
And a wild pass, Clayton on.
Big offensive star for the Volunteers today.
Great help by Thomas Houck.
Gainey absorbing some contact and a foul call.
Yeah, just a late. Condon Milicic could not get there.
Tennessee needs quick scores. Gainey will try. And
but it led to a 3. You tapped it out, and that essentially served as the pass that led to the 3-point shot.
A clean look for Philon. He'll miss the 3.
Good teams identify what killed him in the first game. It's been Grill. They've identified him and all the other shooters. His crew's got. Grill sets up. Cannot buy one. Full
point line. Florida with 4 wins against ranked teams this year, including a victory at #1 Auburn. Alabama. Sears scores again, has 9 wins against ranked. Florida's 4 losses all came in conference play. They've won 7 of 8, though the lone loss during that stretch was at Georgia last week. Has answered every time Florida's gone on a run. Gators have made 5 of their last 6. Sears fumbled it away in midair, tried to get
up and sealed them and allowed to have that lane open for him. You are biased towards bigs. Wiltshire, no. Condon with the board.
I mean, points from their guards getting into that lane, making some tough twos.
Here's Gainey with Clayton trailing him. Wide left. Tennessee is an elite defense.
Them be way more physical. They have 4 offensive rebounds early in this game themselves due to the Tennessee Vols.
Contested jumper is an air ball from Lanier, but a putback. Seasons with the Buckeyes. Handoff for Gainey. And he gets fouled on the jump shot. And another Florida foul. This one comes with made 3s. Meshack. Into the orange. Miss at the rim, and Clayton
boxing off on the glass. You don't want to get in a mismatch with your point guard having to box off Condon.
Trey Johnson from the logo, and he bangs it home. 41.
Dangerous pass reeled in by the 7-footer Josh Gray. Grill can't leave him open. One of the prettiest looking strokes in the SEC. Grill, he checked too strong. A long rebound though. And Missouri gets a fresh 20-second shot clock. Quick hands by Clayton. Through it.
Ziegler now. He's got himself with a mismatch. Milicic will launch. No good in Tennessee. Ice cold to start. Dramatically. There's nothing easy right now for the Volunteers. Lanier the drive. Houck straight up. Good defense that time. Lanier missed another one.
A dead ball offensive rebounds. The ball went out of bounds and they keep it. But Chinyalu's grabbed all the live ones.
Robinson with a long.
Cutting up Kentucky right now with their ball screens. Just cutting them up.
Butler off the front of the rim, and the rebound. Here's with 10. Brea on the drive this time. Left hand off the glass and good.
He's such an outstanding. One of the issues that Florida's got is so many of the top flight games they're playing are on the road.
Yeah. This is their only meeting with Kentucky as Perry has returned for Kentucky. Hit a 3 earlier this half.
That was the same play they just ran that got him that 3.
Brea gets free just for a moment, and that's enough.
And has an opinion of how you should do it. Bend your knees, hold your follow through. You know, it's like a golfer standing over that putt on the green. You know, you just get a little bit of it's the yit.
5 to shoot for Virginia. Typically the most patient team in the nation or close to it. A brick 3 by Rhodey.
They led by double digits for much of the game, scored 67, but Salas had almost half of those points. He knocks down the triple here. He can go.
Patrick Creary. Jermaine Charles makes his first career start. Sterling Young, the leading scorer. He's going to come off the bench tonight, so a little bit of a different wrinkle for the starting.
I think he also is a little bit lighter and a little bit shorter. But we might be related.
That's an illegal screen on Shirley.
Lewis, long way out.
A little bit better job on the out under. I'm just impressed. That's a little flex action, created a driving lane.
You're comfortable guarding on the perimeter, but not often are you guarding three guys like this that's capable of putting the ball in the basket as the Gators possess.
Jackson can't get the roll.
Flow under the bridge.
Late in the clock here. Here's McCray on Clayton. Chinyelu on the swat that they call a goal. Arias, well off.